like we're entering the playoffs here with obvious favorites on both the NFC and AFC side. One team that seemed like they could be in that conversation is the Vikings, but they're now plus 1,600. Tough loss on Sunday night to the Lions, and Sam Darnold did not have a good game. So now, entering this playoffs, does Sam Darnold have something to prove to earn his spot as the Vikings quarterback, or do you think the Vikings quarterback situation is already made up?
Well, Pete, I honestly, you know how sports media is these days, and you know how many people just trying to say something to make a clip and trying to say something for interaction and trying to say something for the hot take. And I do have a hot take on Minnesota. And I'm really not just saying this to try to get some viral clip or whatever. But I think if I'm the Vikings front office, unless you make the Super Bowl, which I don't think the Vikings will, you let Sam Darnold walk.
Okay.
And my reasoning is, listen, Sam Darnold had a great year, right? His best season of all time.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
Without a doubt. He had a great year. He was in a great system. He's got a great, elite, number one receiver in Justin Jefferson. But here's the problem. If I'm Minnesota's owner, GM, do I want to pay Sam Darnold, let's just say $125 million, or do I want to use the guy that I just drafted with the 8th pick overall on his rookie contract and maybe build a team around him instead of paying Darnold off of his best season? For me, and I'm a Sam Darnold guy, I'm a Jets fan, I thought Sam Darnold got, I think all Jet fans will agree, he had a tough, he was bound to fail in New York. And he went to a good, he learned, he backed up, he was in the Shanahan system, and you put him in the right system. And he is a good starting quarterback. See a great starting quarterback? No. See an above average starting quarterback? Probably. Is he a you cannot replace him starting quarterback? No. If I'm the Minnesota Vikings, like I said, outside, you could, this could really age awful for me if they go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, and they're not the laughing stock of whatever. If Minnesota, if I'm the GM, Sam, you did great for us. We got you paid. That's a fact. Go somewhere like the Giants, somewhere where some team will overpay you, and we'll just start J.J. McCarthy like we were going to do coming into the season with our great scheme and our good, solid, above-average weapons around him, and we'll move forward with him, and everybody wins.
We talk about it all the time when it comes to team building to take advantage of the rookie contract quarterback. We do it all the time. And then as soon as that rookie quarterback contract does decent enough, we say, oh, well, you got to pay him. Vikings, learn from what the Giants just did. Sam Darnold clearly seems to have been better this year than Daniel Jones has ever been in his career. But is the payoff that great from what you just drafted in the first round? So unless you can get a haul for J.J. McCarthy, right? I think that's the other side of it. If you can get a haul for J.J. McCarthy, then sure, go ahead and pay Sam and use the extra draft capital you get for J.J. or the player you get for J.J. But overall, I like where your head's at, Mike, because the Vikings can learn from what the Giants just did. One great year, one playoff appearance, pay the man, and then be stuck. That could be a tough spot.
Hate to be that guy, but if Sam Darnold, who was only a 1.5 favorite in LA, loses this week to the Rams and them boys Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, Daniel Jones has more playoff wins than Sam Darnold, who's going to get a hefty contract next year. Listen, I like Sam. I'm rooting for him. He had a great year.
Me too.
He revitalized his whole entire career. He bought himself another, not only $100+ million, but a starting job in the NFL, a career. He bought himself at least a few more years starting, plus a career. Go, man. We go fly, Sam. Go fly. We got our guy. We drafted this guy 8th pick in the draft for this reason. For him to start, for him to be in his rookie contract, and for us to be able to build the team in our win now window. So for me, man, Sam's going to go somewhere else next year.
And that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing for Sam Darnold. He could
No, it's not. It seems like it's going to be a win-win for everybody. Like someone's going to overpay him. Desperate team that needs his quarterback. Maybe the Giants. Or there's so many teams. Las Vegas. There's so many teams that could use it. I doubt the Jets too, honestly.
I know.
There's so many teams that need a quarterback, and there's only 2 guys that are going, and they're going 1-2. So you're going to see somebody overpay for Sam. maybe somebody will overpay for McCarthy. That also makes sense. But like, what's more valuable? $120 million in cap space or whatever you get from McCarthy, which I doubt at this point is a first round pick. I don't know though.
How could it be? I agree.
How could it be, right? Like you're gonna trade him for a second round pick? It's not really moving the needle for me.
Great take.
So we'll see.